Problem 42. Solve for A. This looks like a really complicated problem. So before we start doing crazy calculations, let's just stop and look a minute. We see that we have angle ZWY, and they're calling that 15A. And we also have angle ZXY, and they're calling that 13A plus 2. But wait, look at this. Angle ZWY and angle ZXY both intercept the same arc. And we have a theorem that says if the vertex of an angle is on a circle, vertex, vertex, then the measure of the angle is half of the arc, but we don't even need that. Here's the only thing we need. If angle ZWY intercepts this arc and angle ZXY intercepts the exact same arc, then angle W is equal to angle X. Now we've got something we can work with. 15A is equal to 13A plus 12. Subtract 13A from each side. 2A is equal to 12. Divide each side by 2. A is equal to 6. Easy peasy. Oh, and 15 times 6, 30, 60, 90. So this would be 180 degrees. But they didn't even ask us about that. Here we go. Solve for X. Oh, these are my favorite triangles. This is 30 degrees, so this is the short side. This is 60 degrees. We have a right triangle. If this side length is 4, I know that 4 is equal to X times the square root of 3. So I divide both sides by the square root of 3. 4 divided by the square root of 3 equals X times the square root of 3 divided by the square root of 3. Square root of 3 divided by the square root of 3 is equal to 1. Right? So X is equal to 4 divided by the square root of 3. That's a little ugly. So X equals 4 over the square root of 3. What we can talk about is something called rationalizing the denominators. Fancy words. It just means make it easier to read. So I multiply this by 1, and the way I'm going to write the 1 is the square root of 3 divided by the square root of 3. That's still 1. That gives me X equals 4 times the square root of 3 divided by 3. But this is a perfectly adequate answer. X is equal to 4 over the square root of 3 is equal to 4 times the square root of 3 over 3. Good job. And again, we want to solve for X, only this time they give us an angle of depression, but we have parallel lines cut by a transversal, so this is also 30 degrees, and this is exactly the same problem, where here X was equal to 4 times the square root of 3 over 3. Here, I'm not even going to calculate it again. X is equal to 16 times the square root of 3 over 3. Same problem, slightly different variables. We spend our hard-earned time on problems that are hard. That one was easy.